All right. So I want you to picture this, right? About 5 years ago, I was in my minivan and the clock was off by an hour because we had changed about a month before the clock with daylight saving, which is what's going to happen on Sunday. And I don't know how it is in your car, but in my car, you need an engineering degree to change the clock, right? You just got to be able to figure out how to press two buttons at the same time, turn a knob, keep the ignition on. I mean, I just never know. And I was frustrated. So I got in the glove compartment, the manual to learn how to change the clock. I learned to do it again, and then this time I'm going to record this with my phone. So 6 months from now, I'll have I'll just watch my video, and I'll know how to do it. And then I had this video, so I uploaded to my personal YouTube channel, and then forgot about it. And 6 months later, we changed time again, and this time I'm like, haha, I got a video to tell me how to do it, and this is what I found. The video had been viewed by over 38,000 people. And my mouth dropped. I was like, I could not figure out. Like I just completely dumbfounded. Now, I want you to get the context because at the time I had created several videos. I think I had four or five of them in on my channel. And my biggest YouTube video at the time, I had 17 views, which I'm pretty much sure that about 12 of those views were me watching my own video. I know it's sad, but that's what you do. You're all happy with your video. And I was completely floored by how many views that video had. And I was like, okay, I have to figure this out. I totally have to figure this out. Like, how come that video worked? And when I'm trying to do it on purpose, it didn't work. And when I didn't do it on purpose, it worked. And the other thing that was amazing was the comments. I had 24 comments, and all the comments were really thankful. People were like, thank you so much. You did, you really helped me and everything. So I'm like, I have to figure this out. And now for the last 5 years, I've spent an enormous amount of time. I went all in with video marketing, trying to figure out how to make it work for myself and my clients, the things that you should be doing and the things we should not be doing, and really what works. And ultimately is to get some leads, grow your business and whatnot. So this presentation, the five essential videos, is based on those 5 years of learning everything that we should do and the things we shouldn't do. And trust me, I've done a lot of things that we shouldn't be doing, and I'll address that. But at least I'm going to give you those five essential videos and save you an enormous amount of time. When I talk to business owners about video marketing, I always get the same types of pushback, and it's one of those three things. So the first one is, Antoine, this is great, but I don't have the time. I'm way too busy. I'm working 12, 14-hour days. I don't have time for video marketing. And I was like, it's fair. I understand. I'm a business owner myself. I know how it is. The second one is I don't know how. I don't know how to do it. It's, I don't have the equipment. I don't have, I just don't know how. And the third one, which is my favorite, which is I don't like the way I look, followed by I don't like the way I sound. Which is really fascinating. So I'm going to give you the trick here is that nobody that I've ever met actually liked themselves on video. You're not unique. Nobody likes themselves, and there's no cure for it. The cure is repetition. The first 10 video, you hate yourself. After the 20th, you stop caring as much, and then after the 100th video, I can tell you, you don't care. You just clear. Okay, this is the way I look, and this is the way I sound. But obviously, you have to overcome that, and this is one of the pushback that I get for a lot of business owners, and I wanted to put this in the forefront right now because if it's one of your concerns about video marketing, know that you're not alone, and then just go for it. I mean, there's just no cure for it. You just got to know that nobody really likes themselves. I don't even think that Oprah likes herself. I mean, I really think that I have never met anyone that actually said, "Yeah, I really like the way I look or sound." All right, so let me give you a context of video marketing, the context of, because I think the context is always decisive. One of the things you need to know is that 54% of our time is spent on mobile and on social media. Currently in North America, this is where we're spending our time. I mean, it's a staggering number, and that number is actually growing. And sometime with business owners, I get the thing, it's just sad. Everybody is always on their phone. You go in a restaurant, everybody is on their phone, and you go in the train, and everybody is on their phone. Like nobody talks to anyone. And I'm like, huh, isn't that interesting? Really? Like, I don't know about you, but I'm not, I'm not 25 years old. I'm actually 53 years old this year. I was, I used to take the train, and I used to be in train station, and I used to be in places way before mobile phones were there and Facebook, and we didn't talk to each other. It's not true. We didn't interact with each other. We just read our paper, and we just got more efficient. We now have a device that actually, instead of having one newspaper, probably has got like 50 billion newspaper that is, that you can reach at. So I think it's important for all of us to have the context of, there's nothing wrong here. It's just, we're just getting more efficient with what we're doing. There are three types of content that we share the most. There is a recent study that was done on the three most shared contents that we share on an ongoing basis, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or whatever it is, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And the number one is inspiring or educational content by 25%. 1 out of 4 thing that is shared on the internet, on social media, is it either inspiring or educational. 17% is funny. Obviously, get a good laugh, and 15% is entertaining. It's not this difference between entertaining and funny is entertaining. It could be music or whatnot. So this is a huge chunk. It's almost 60% of everything we share. But I want you to pay attention to the 25%, because this is what we're going to be talking about today. And I think that's where you can make a difference, which is the good news, because this is what we share the most, which is educational or inspiring content. One of the things that we also know in terms of video marketing, that on average, it was a whole group of marketers were surveyed on that we're getting on average 1,800% more engagement with videos than we do with any other form of content. That's 18 times. That's absolutely staggering. You get my attention if you're telling me this strategy is going to double your engagement. If you tell me 10 times, I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. We're talking about 18 times. Videos are producing 18 times more engagement. So if you're considering video marketing, you are currently looking at the right thing for your business to generate leads. Here are the things we need to stop, all of us. I have business owners that come to me, and I will go and check out their YouTube, or I'll check out their Facebook. I'll look at their website. But this is the type of stuff I see. I go on their Facebook page and I look at the last 10, 20 posts, and unequivocally, this is the type of stuff I see. And I don't know. And if you could see the top 3, there's one like, in each of the posts. And I was like, who is that? Who is liking this? And I figured it out. It's the marketer that actually is paid to put the post. It likes his own post. I'm like, this is sad. We need to stop this. This is not what social media or engagement or generating looks like. It needs to stop. So basically, you need to tell your marketer to stop posting boring stuff on your page. It doesn't help. This is not what you should be doing. It's not about a volume of content. It doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form. It actually shows that you may have content, but it's not engaging at all. Remember that everything that we're doing in terms of social media, which is what video is inside of, it's about engaging. It's about engaging with your audience. So we need to stop posting stuff that is creating zero engagement. You can go and look at your YouTube videos or your Facebook page, and if none of them have a like or a comment or anything, this is not good news, or at least you've just learned what not to do. Social media is really about like, share, comments, and engagement. That's really what it is. So if you want to measure the success of a video, it's really about the engagement. How many people commented on it? How many people liked it? How many, it by itself being posted is not sufficient. that's just not going to be sufficient. So here's what we need to start doing. What we need to start doing is we need to ask ourselves three questions. And we need to have a yes on at least one of those questions. So the first question is, does it add value? Does my post, does my video adds value, or anything that we're going to be posting out there? Does it add value? Like, would you read it? Would you honestly actually look at that piece of content and say, yeah, it added value to me? That's just really a first important question. Or does it make me smile? Did just well, does it make me smile? It's just that simple. And then the third one is, does it make me want to participate? Do I want to engage? And your content, and today we're talking about videos, your content needs to be a yes in at least one of those three questions. Now, ultimately, it would be great if it had two, but at least one is a minimum. And I know that sometimes we can be a bad judge of our own content because we think it's great, but let's just be objective. Like, let's sit back. Or you can actually ask someone that question, show them one of your video, and ask them one of those three questions. And if they need to answer yes in at least one of them, and if they didn't, then we didn't do it right. And we need to just be more authentic. I just think that too many of us is trying to look good on on the internet. We're always trying to show the good stuff, but I think we need to be authentic and be ourselves. Don't be afraid to do that. I think people relate a lot more to people just having a regular day. Show the back of the house, show what's going on. Don't try to be focused on looking good all the time, and just show your human side. Show the office. It doesn't have to be all clean and all organized. Nobody is like that. I see sometimes posts or people are shooting videos where everybody is, skinny with a great white teeth and everything. I mean, it's like, and I'm looking at it and it's like, which office is that? I've never seen an environment where everybody is always happy and is always in a good mood. That just be yourself and show your human side. All right. So now we are going to talk about the 5 essential types of videos your business needs to grow. And the first one is the how-to video. It's really, in my opinion, the number one focus you should have for your business is figuring out the types of how-to videos you could create for your business, answering questions that people have. And there is a couple of ways that I'm going to show you in this presentation how you can uncover that, but the how-to video is really essential. Here is Chris Sweeney. She is the owner of Frameworks in Miami. And if you've stayed in a hotel in Miami or in a cruise ship or in the Caribbean, chances are that the frames in your room or in the halls was framed by them. They do frames by the thousands for all the hospitality. And they had traditionally content that was more front of the house, like showing how pretty things were and whatnot, but just more front of the house stuff. And they created this video, which is a step-by-step how to face mount to acrylic, which is a how-to video. So really showing people how things are done as opposed to showing to them how it is beautiful once it's on the wall. And here's the results. Here's what they got. Now, their Facebook page, and I want you to take a look at that because this is organic. This is an organic reach that they got with a video, and this video was produced over a year ago, and it's still by far their most popular video on their page. They have 600 people that like their page. That's the size of their audience on the page, and that video reached 5,700 people, was viewed by 2,500 people with 176 engagement. That's staggering. Like, their mouth dropped and it's like, I could not believe that this actually worked. Like, we've tried a whole bunch of stuff, shooting commercials, shooting promotional, and here we are, and we're shooting a how-to video, how to face mount to acrylic, and that thing goes like wildfire. And I says, yeah, because this is what people want to consume. That video resulted in sales and engagement for their brand, which is really awesome, which is really what you want. So the how-to video is really a great way to start video marketing. And what it will do for you as a business owner or as a marketer, it will give you more authority. That's actually what's interesting, is because the person that actually talks about how to do things all of a sudden is viewed with having authority in that industry. And that's really a great thing to have if you want to grow your business. You want to have authority around what you talk about. The second type of video is the FAQ video. Now, I don't know how it is in your business, but in my business, digital marketing, we get the same questions over and over and over again. And across the board, when I talk to business owners, it's the same thing. People ask the same question over and over and over again. So we have a law firm here, Jordan Shaw with Zabersky Payne, and they created a video on what is FDCPA, which is a question that they have because they deal with debt collection, and the debt collection is under the umbrella of the FDCPA, which is the federal. I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's the federal. I mean, someone probably know. You can put it in the comments there. And it's the question that they get. With people in companies when they have a problem with debt collection, they have to figure out what is FDCPA. So they're spending a lot of time with their clients explaining that. Well, when you have videos that is answering all those FAQ questions that people have, what it does for you is it's going to really help you. And then if you look here, the FDCPA video actually ended up ranking #1 on YouTube because nobody was answering that question. That's a question that we actually didn't make this up. Like, people are really looking for what is FDCPA. They want to know. And now that law firm, their video is the #1 on YouTube, and it's also the #1 on Google search if you're looking for videos. So they're dominating with that simple question, and that's just really something that is awesome for that law firm, because now anytime that someone is looking for a DCPA, they're coming up. And so what an FAQ video will do for you is it will give you more sales. And the reason why it gives you more sales is because you will have more educated consumers. If you have educated consumers out there, you're going to be spending less time answering those questions, and you can get down to business because they've already watched the videos and they already know the answers to their most pressing questions. The third one, the third video you should create is a video per each product or service that you have. Each product or service that you have in your company should have a video explaining what it is. So here is a chiropractor in South Florida, and this chiropractor on their chiropractic care services has a video. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm giving the choice between reading some text on a website, sometime multiple paragraph, or watching video, I am going to gravitate toward the video, especially if I see that video it's nicely done. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to watch it. So what those product and services videos are going to do for you as a business owner, it is going to improve your SEO. And the reason why is because everything being equal, your prospects out there going to your competition's website without a video on the products and services, or going on your page with a video on products and services, will result on them spending more time on your page. And if you know anything about SEO, you know that the time spent on a page is super important. So you're probably going to increase the time they spend on your page easily by 10 times, because they're going to be spending a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes on your page, and they're going to spend 5 to 10 seconds on your competition's page. So it's really, really an important thing to have on every single product or service page on your website, to have a video explaining what that product or service is. So that's that. Now, the fourth type of video you need to have for your business is what we are a best fit for. And that's often a video that people don't want to do, but I think it's just an amazing video. And I have seen several companies that have done it, and it is very effective. And let me show you this case study here, which is Unearth Rentals. Unearth Rentals specialize in rentals of farm tables and just stuff that is unusual, not your run of the mill type of rentals for a catering event or a wedding party and whatnot. And there are things that are a good fit for, and there are things that are not a good fit for. And what this video does for them is it basically explains to someone that would land on their website what they have in the business. So every single one of us in our business, we're a great fit for a specific target market, and there's other market that we're not a good fit for. This is what actually Erin did when she introduced Pinpoint. She's saying, people that are sending at least 50,000 emails to 10 million emails a month. That's the type of target market that they're looking for. So it's great for them to actually put that in the forefront. And it's the same thing with you. Create a video that says, here's who we're a good fit for, and here's what we're not a good fit for. So, for example, Unearth Rental is not a good fit for a birthday party. That's not their target market. So, if they have a video that explains that here, what we have is fine furniture that is unusual if you want to have a different look, and they have a white glove delivery service and whatnot. What those videos do for you is they give you a better conversion, because it prevents people that are not a good fit for you from calling you in the first place. And I don't know about you, but we all, as business owner, waste time with people that either are not a good fit or don't have the budget for hiring what we do. And that video prevents those people from calling you. Right. So that's really what that video does. The third one is a bio video in your email. Now, I use a tool that is called Wise Stamp, and Wise Stamp has a free service that you can use. And if you're willing to pay, I believe it's like $3 or $4 a month. It's not really expensive for you to have a customized professional signature in your email and including a video in your email. And that's a missed opportunity for too many people. So you can either use a bio video, video introducing yourself, saying, okay, hi, this is who I am, and this is what I look like, and this is what I sound like, and this is what I do, and this is what you can count on me for. Or you can put a video promoting a product or service that you sell, like I did. And that is really a missed opportunity. Let me show you what I mean by that. Is that, let's just take a case example of, let's say you're sending 10 emails a day, which I think is very conservative for the vast majority of us. I think that most of us are sending a lot more than 10 emails a day, and you're doing this 5 times a week. So if we do 10 emails by 5 times a week, that's 50 a week. And if you multiply that by 50 weeks, I'm going to give you a couple of weeks off, right? Instead of 52, I'm going to do 50 weeks. That's 2,500 emails that you're sending a year. Now, if there are 4 people on your team, that's 10,000 emails that are going out. That's a missed opportunity for the vast majority of us not to have a video, either a bio or a product or a service video in your email. That is just really a missed opportunity for most of us. And what that specific video does for you is it gives you more traffic, and traffic that you didn't have the year before. When I speak at conferences, I always ask, I says, please raise your hand if you have a video in your email signature. And I always only have 1 or 2 or 3 people in the room. The vast majority of people don't. And it can really be easily fixed by having a video in your email signature. Now, I have a bonus for you. It's the how much does it cost video. I was recently listening to a public speaker by the name of Marcus Sheridan, and he was talking about that, and that really opened up a really things that I had never thought about, which is the how much does it cost video? Like, how much does your product and services cost overall? And when I talk to business owners, because I've been, telling business owners, you need to be doing this, you need to be saying how much things cost in your particular industry. I get the same pushback, like, I don't want to give away my pricing. Well, it depends, and I may lose some business because people may be afraid of, this pricing. So all these are valid, but I think we are missing a huge opportunity. And let me show you what I mean by that. Let me introduce you to a software or tool, an SEO tool called SEMrush, and they have a free trial, so you can actually give it a trial for 30 days, and it's just going to cost you anything. But I think, and I believe that their monthly price is around 70 to $100. I don't know exactly, but it's not it's not outrageously expensive, but it has a tool in there called the Keyword Magic tool, which, in my opinion, it's worth its price in gold. So let me show you what you actually get with the Keyword Magic tool. You put in a keyword, and in that instance, I put in a keyword called hearing aids. Hearing aids. I put that, and I said, give me all the questions that people are asking on the internet. And it gives me the volume, it gives me the trend, it gives me the cost per click, it gives me all kinds of information. But what I'm interested in is, what are people asking around that specific keyword, which I think is really interesting. And it's in the order of the most to the least. And sometimes it'll give you 100 questions, and some of them have huge volume, and some have them, a lot less volume. But in overall, it will give you that. But what I found really fascinating is that every single time I do it, at least half the questions that people are asking around a keyword is relating to cost. Does Medicare cover hearing aids? How much do hearing aid cost? How much are hearing aids? Does Medicare pay for hearing aids? Everybody wants to know how much stuff costs. So you could think that, well, this is hearing aids. This is probably older people and they don't have a lot of money, so they want to know how much it costs. Well, how about that? Plumbers. I put the keyword plumbers. How much the plumber makes? How much does a plumber cost? Do you tip plumbers? How much do plumber make a year? How much do plumber make an hour? That's 5 questions out of 10. These are the 10 top questions that people are asking around a specific keyword, and 5 of them are related to cost. Let's just change that. Remodel a kitchen. That's 8 questions out of 10. So if you are in a kitchen remodeling business, do you think it would be mildly important for you to have video content actually per each question? That's what people want to know. They want to know how much it costs. I mean, you do this industry after industry, keyword after keyword, and it's the same thing. And the light bulb went off. I was like, I could not believe that this was the truth. So, obviously, everything, like, I don't want to give away my pricing. It depends. And, I'm afraid I'm going to scare people away. All of this is valid, but, this is really what people want to know. And by the way, if it depends, well, then say that in a video. Create a video that says, well, if you want to know how much a kitchen remodel costs, well, it depends. It depends on the size of the thing, the type of countertops you want to have, and all that. And explain that to people and say, the low range would be, 10,000, and the high range would be 100,000, depending on what you want. But at least you can give people a sense of, how much does it cost, because this is what they want. Now, there's another tool that I use, and I'm going to show you that right now, which is called TubeBuddy. So TubeBuddy is a plugin that you add to YouTube, and it shows you some things that actually is rather important if you want to, kind of like dig in and make sure that you're doing it right. So I put the question, how much are hearing aids? And on the right side, you see with the red marking, you can see that the search volume. So if it's in red, that means there's not an enormous amount of volume for that, but the competition is very low, which means that the result of that video overall is very good. This is 63 out of 10. So what you want to do is you want to stay away from things that is super competitive. So one of the ranking there is poor, which is in the 20s. So you want to stay away from that, because what it means is it's very competitive. And that's not going to be good. But if you are in the hearing aids business, this would be a great great video to create, because that video will answer a question that people are asking, and you don't have a lot of competition. And if you look at all the titles of the top 5 videos that are coming up, not a single one of them is answering the question exactly the way it's written. How much are hearing aids? The first one is the truth about cost of hearing. Why are hearing aids so expensive? Types of hearing aids types, cost and use. This is not the question. That what YouTube is doing is it's giving a related video, but it's not giving the actual video. So what do you think is going to happen if you have a video that is called "How much are hearing aids"? Yeah, but well, your video is probably going to rank eventually. If it's not going to rank on day one, but it's going to rank because that is the question that they're asking, and nobody is creating that piece of content. I just want you to get this, because this for me was like this. It just completely blew my mind. This was like that easy. By the way, the video that I showed you earlier, what is FDCPA, is exactly built on that. We actually saw that people wanted to know what is FDCPA, and we created a video, and boom, we've ranked it number one. So instead of going after a keyword, we actually are looking for a question that people are asking. And if you want to know what is the vast majority of question that people are asking is, how much does it cost? So, that could be, the first 10 videos you're creating, like go look around everything that you do in your business, and you could create, 10 easy videos on how much does it cost for this, how much does it cost for that, how much does it cost for XYZ, and so forth and so on. I mean, that is absolutely mind blowing. And you'll find out that you actually have very little competition for this. So people asking for it, they ask, you should answer, which is, by the way, the title of the book by Marcus Sheridan. They ask, you answer. I would also recommend that you get that book. All right, let's move along. These were the 5 types of videos plus a bonus that I gave you, but let me give you a little bit of more context around video marketing, which is a myth and a bad habit that people have with video marketing. In other words, the stuff that you should not do. So the first one is that your video should be 2 minutes. And I just saw an article recently on LinkedIn that was someone that came and did a study and said that your video should not be more than 2 minutes and 37 seconds. And I just could not believe that someone would actually write something like that. So let me just show you this video. And I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a video by Simon Sinek, and it's called the Golden Circle, which is people don't buy what you do or how you do it, they buy why you do what you do. It has been viewed by 35 million people. So my assumption is, a bunch of you watching this webinar have seen that video. And if you haven't, you should go and take a look at it. The Golden Circle by Simon Sinek, 35 million views. Well, that video is 18 minutes and 3 seconds. And every single person watched every second of it. So, explain that to me. How is that 2-minute rule true? And the truth of the matter is it could not be further from the truth. The reality is that if your video is boring, we'll watch 10 seconds. That's it. We'll watch 10 seconds and then we'll move on. And if it's great, we'll watch 30 minutes of it. So the rule is just don't make sucky videos. You don't just make videos that are actually good and people will watch it. But the 2-minute is completely irrelevant. There's no relevance whatsoever to your video having 2 minutes. If you want to create a video or how much does it cost for your products, and it's going to be 5 minutes. And if you could look at it and say, that is a great video and every content there, everything I say is important, then be it, because people will watch it. So I want you to look at your videos and just think in terms of they can be as long as they need to be, but as short as you can. So in other words, create your content, answer the question the way it needs to be answered. Don't worry about the time. And then look at your video and say, okay, what needs to be cut here that is not necessary? Like it's either redundant or I'm saying it again. And then cut that out. But if it ends up being 5 minutes, then 5 minutes be it. The 2 minutes is complete baloney. Do not listen to anyone that tells you that your videos need to be 2 minutes. It's not true. The second thing is commercials. That people think that video marketing is we're going to shoot a commercial. Now, I don't know about you, but when I go to YouTube And there's a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to put that in the comments right now as you're watching this video. I want you to put in the comments, and Aaron, please pay attention to that. How many of you, when you search for a video on YouTube, and before your video plays, there is this little ad that is going to play, and then you have this skip button that goes, 5, 4, you can skip this video. Type yes if you skip the video every single time. Every single time you click on the skip, you do not want to watch the ad, you click on skip. Type yes. And if you type no, if you will watch, you'll happily watch the video. My chances are, because when I do that and I speak to audiences and whatnot, chances are the vast majority of the room hands goes up. So if that's the case, that none of us wants to watch a commercial, none of us wants to watch a promotional anything, every single one of us skips on all the ads when we record a show on our DVR, why on God's green earth would you want to shoot a commercial? We don't
And
want.
Antoine,
Yes.
I just want to cut in here. Yeah, there was not one person who said no. So everyone skips it.
Right. Everybody. Yeah. So that's the truth, right? We don't want to watch commercials. So this is not what, if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to do videos, and I heard what he says, but let's do a promotional or a commercial video. The answer is no. We don't want to watch that. Don't waste your money. I really don't, because, this is not the first video. Now, if you want to create one promotional video for a trade show, or if you have a waiting room in your office building, obviously a promotional video may be appropriate. But for the vast majority of us, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a waste of time, simply because, well, you just got it. Everybody typed yes. Nobody wants to watch it. So that if that's the case, then please do not do a commercial. This is not what video marketing is about. All right, let's talk briefly about content research, because sometimes people need a little bit of help, and they're like, okay, I got everything, Antoine, but please help me out. And I know the SEM Rush costs some money, so I'm going to show you a couple of tools that I think are amazing. AnswerThePublic.com is one of those. I've discovered that about a year ago, and it just completely blew my mind. So Answer the Public is, you go to AnswerThePublic.com, and it's exactly what you see. You're going to see this all bald dude with a beard, could look like my dad because I'm also bald. And you put in a keyword. In that case, I put the keyword printing, and then you click on get questions. Just as you can see right here, printing and get questions, and this is what you get. What Answer the Public is doing is it's going to aggregate all the questions that people have on the internet, which is Google, around your specific keyword. All the how, all the why, all the are, all the what, will, which, who, can, where, and when. Every single one of them. That is mind boggling, because this is what people are asking. And that tool is for the whopping price of free. I am not kidding. I don't think it's going to be free forever. So I would go and do the research like right now. They do have a premium version and everything, but for what I just showed you, cost absolutely no money. And you get all the questions that people are asking. Now, let me show you a little bit closer here. For example, if you are a printer, one of the questions is how printing works. That's a question people want to know. So if you're a printer, well, if people are asking this question and you're asking me, well, what types of videos should I do? And I'm like, listen, you can put any keywords here, and it will give you more questions and more topics for videos that you'll be able to do in a lifetime. That is one keyword. One keyword. And I will guess that the vast majority of you on the call have at least 10 keywords worth of stuff that relates to what you do. So it's probably going to give you 1,000 questions that people are asking around, and all you have to do, well, create a video for each question. And that's how you're going to position yourself with the authority and the credibility and everything you need to have. So I took the how printing works, did the same thing, put it in YouTube. I took that question, put it in YouTube, and well, look at it. How printer ink works. None of the videos is answering the question. And again, it's a very good video to do. If you're looking on the right side at TubeBuddy, this is a very good video to do. And again, nobody has done that video. That's just the result. I just put how printing works. That's the question they're asking. I go to YouTube. I look for that. Nobody's answering the question. Look, I hope that's giving you, I hope it's giving you the incentives. Says, well, I better get started on this stuff, because people are going to start figuring it out. And it's always a better idea to be a first mover on this. All right, let me talk about preparation and scripting because I think it's also important. There's nobody that does videos that is doesn't write a script. You have to write a script. There's no such thing as, oh, okay, let's just get a camera and let's just start rolling. Now you have to write a script, right? And there's a matter of fact, I am giving everybody a free script template that is going to be in the email. Aaron, could you jump in and say how they can
Yeah,
get
for
that script?
sure. So if you guys go to the handout section, I did put Antoine's script document in there. So you just click on it. And then also, I just wanted to, if you go to your chat section, also I put a couple things in there for you, like Antoine's previous webinar. It is how to create videos for your business people want to watch. I just wanted to note that, but again, to get what Antoine's talking about, go to the handout section. You can download that document there.
Yeah, and this script template is going to be awesome for you because it's going to give you the format, the best, it's a best practice format. I mean, I've researched that how to do videos and everything. So this script is going to give you a template. Now, whether you use it to the T or you use it to inspire you how you want to do your videos, again, you have to be you. You have to do your own thing. But it's going to give you kind of a template on how to produce that video and the type of script you need to write. So I'm giving you that template. The second thing is people rehearse. I create videos on an ongoing basis, and I rehearse it. I just will read my script out loud, and I'll read it like before I do the shoot. So when it's time to roll, I'm not looking for my words, and especially for me because I'm not a English native, so there's some words I may bump against, and it doesn't sound right, so I'll change it and whatnot. So you want to rehearse a little bit, so when you get in front of the camera, it just rolls a lot faster. So again, you're going to get the free copy and the handouts, and this is what it looks like. And it's going to give you a little bit of background on how to create a script. And please use it and to write your script, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. Framing and lighting, let me talk briefly on this because I think it's important, specifically the headspace. I mean, I see a lot of this. By the way, all three of those people are friends of mine, and I did reach out to them and I says, hey, listen, work on your headspace. So I'm not knocking them down. I love all three of those people, but the headspace is really not right there. It's just not good at all. Let me show you what it looks like when it's great. It looks like this. See the difference? So what they're doing is they're staying, and if I can go back one slide, they're too far away from the camera. And it's not very engaging. That's a classic mistake that people do when they're framing. We want to connect with the eyes. When people are watching a video, look at all three of those videos. You can clearly see the eyes and you can clearly connect. So that's the right type of framing. That people have a tendency to go too far from the camera. There's nothing around you that is that interesting. It's about your face. It's about your eyes. People want to connect with that. So that's really important when you're doing framing for your videos, that you use that type of format. Get a lot closer than you think you should. And you can reference that slide to kind of like see the right type of headspace in the frame. The second thing is lighting, and I see way too many of that. You can, I mean, actually the one in the upper right corner is a guy demonstrating bad lighting. So this guy is doing it on purpose. But the other three are not. This is, people are doing. And honestly, in 2018, I mean, lighting used to be expensive. I mean, now for, 50 to $100, you can get some amazing lighting, for very cheap. This is what it looks like when it's great lighting. You see the difference? I mean, you can clearly see the person. You can see their eyes. There's good lighting. And all these people, I think one of them has a regular window light coming in the room, but the others it's lighting. So get yourself some lighting and make sure it's not dark, because it's not engaging if you don't have proper lighting. And again, you don't have to spend a fortune on lighting, and it's always great to have. I bought some lighting for my wife. She wanted me to get something so she could do things on her own, and I think it was like $54 for LED light, which could, if you stand too close to it, it will give you a tan. It's so strong. So it's not that expensive. Get yourself some good lights and make sure that your video looks good. All right, editing tips, and we're wrapping this up on that. Remember that 85% of people watch videos without sound on Facebook, for multiple reasons. One of them, they're in a boring meeting and they're pretending to be paying attention to something, but they're not. They're watching a video, but they're not doing it with sound, or they're in a train, or like me, sitting in bed next to my wife, and she doesn't want to hear my video, so I'll watch it without sound, but I can read the caption. So what is really important is that if you have a video, that you have captions on it. So when you're talking, people are going to be reading with that. So this is one of the classic mistakes that people do. They don't add caption, and then they have a lot less views. So both Facebook and YouTube include captioning your videos. It's a tool that is there. It auto generates it for you. So basically it's minimal amount of work. If you're like me and you're not English native, I would say about 20% of what you say is going to be butchered up. Like they're just listening to your voice and they're translating it, so they're just going to put a lot of words. I'm like, I didn't say that, but that's what it heard. So you have to correct it. Overall, it's going to take you 5 to 10 minutes to do that, but just make sure you include captions on all your videos. And by the way, we've noticed that it increased the number of views. Two videos side by side, one with caption and the other one without caption, we're getting 30 to 40% more views with the one with caption. It's not just for the people that are hard of hearing, it's just really everybody. We actually like that and we enjoy it. So make sure you put captions. You probably have seen on videos little intros or little outros that people have. They're not whiz at creating outros and intros. Most likely they're going to a website called Fiverr. Every single one of you should know about it. If you didn't know, now you do. It's Fiverr.com. It's 5 2rs.com. And you can order an intro and outro most of the time for 25 to 50 bucks. You just select from a gallery of intros and outros that they have. You give them your logo, and then they'll give you a nice professional intro, outro you can use on your videos. So it's not cost prohibitive, and it just makes it look a little bit more professional and very nice.
And Antoine, I've actually used them for that exact reason. And it's like $30 and you get like 12 different options, and most of them are great.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. I mean, I use a guy, he's actually in Bulgaria, and he has a gallery, and I don't know how many samples he has, and I think it's like 300-400 of them. So it's just mind-boggling. And I scroll, I see something that I like, and when I like it, I says, okay, here, please do this one. Here's my logo. I pay him $25. He gives me the intro, outro within 24 hours, and I give him a $5 tip because he's always nice. And and I actually have a professional video editor in house, and I talked to him about doing one of those outro, and he says it will take him about 4 to 6 hours to do it on his own. And I'm like, what? This just makes no sense. Why would I have my video editor spending 6 hours trying to recreate something I can buy for $25? It really makes no sense. So I highly encourage all of you to use that. Now, if you have a video, it's great to have a little bit of music in the background. So the thing you cannot do is you cannot use copyrighted material. So if you want to have Bruce Springsteen or Beyonce music in the background, it's a big no-no. It's a recipe to have your video being taken out by everybody, actually. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, they're all going to take it down. The good news is that youtube.com/audio library has hundreds and hundreds of audio file that you can use and download that is free of copyright. You can use as much as you want, put in all your background videos. Obviously, none of them are music that you and I would recognize, but it's just like just a little bit of music background. So again, you don't have to spend a fortune. And if you want something a little bit more, there's plenty of paid services out there for audio, but YouTube is making that available for you for the whopping price of free, and I think you should take advantage of it. If you want to edit videos, if you're on a Mac, Final Cut Pro is the paid version. It costs $200 to $300 as a software. I know a lot of people that use iMovie, which comes with a Mac, which is included in the Mac, so you don't have to spend a fortune. You can use iMovie, or if you want something a little bit more robust, you would use Final Cut Pro. And if you're on a PC, Camtasia is a great tool. I highly recommend Camtasia for PC. And also you have Windows Movie Maker, which is also a free version of editing things. So you can try it out and see if you're any good at it or if you like it. One of the things that you need to know about video editing is that a 1 minute video will result in 1 hour of editing. So if you're shooting a 5 minute video, you should expect 5 hours of editing. Which actually, this is a good thing for you to know, because whether you edit your own videos or not, if you end up liking it, so you'll know how long it should take you. But if you're going to hire someone and you're giving them a 5 minute video to edit, you can ask them, how long do you think it's going to take you? So if they're telling you it's going to take me, 5 to 8 hours, well, they're within reason. But if they're going to tell you 20 hours, then maybe you need to look at someone else, or either they are super slow or they're milking the clock. And if they're the same thing, by the way, I had a guy, I reached out to him in Miami because I needed some help, and he says, yeah, I should be able to do that in 1 hour. And I was like, 1 hour? That's like a 5 minute video. How are you going to, like, you're going to be cutting corners. And I didn't like his answer. So someone responded and say, yeah, it'll take me 5-6 hours. And there you go. So that's kind of like gives you a sense if you're going to outsource that, which I highly recommend you do. All right, growing and promoting your videos. The two 800-pound gorillas in the room is Facebook and YouTube. This is where you should be posting your videos, bar none. YouTube is where people actually are searching for how-to. This is, really all your how-to and all your FAQs. All those videos should be posted on YouTube, and you can easily embed them on your website. And Facebook, this is where we're spending collectively an enormous amount of time. So you want to make sure you put your videos on your Facebook page. Now, we've noticed on Facebook that people have a tendency to like shorter videos than longer videos, which is the opposite on YouTube. My most popular video on YouTube to date is a 44-minute video. That would not be the case on Facebook. So you remember the 2-minute rule. I told you it's no such thing. But for Facebook, it's not the video length. It's that how people want to consume the content on that platform, which is usually a lot shorter and sweeter. So, I would say, up to 5-6 minutes, but you would want to test it on Facebook. But people would have a tendency to like shorter videos than longer videos. Obviously, LinkedIn is really amazing, and we've actually have a lot of success with putting videos on LinkedIn. So if it's appropriate for you, I would highly recommend it. You just got to know that LinkedIn has a 10-minute max on the video length, so you cannot upload a north of 10 minutes. So preferably between 5 and 10 would be ideal for LinkedIn. And I'm getting a lot of those lately. People using email marketing to send videos, and it's very effective. They're getting a much better click-through rate, much better open rate. So if you're using an email marketing tool like Pinpoint, and you're not getting the results that you want with the type of engagement, the type of open rate that you have with just regular text, try to embed a video and see if that does better for you, because we're seeing a lot of people getting much better results with that. So what's next? Well, the good news and the bad news, right? So let's go with the bad news. The bad news is you are a media company. Whether you think you are or not, in 2018 and soon to be 2019, you are a media company. You are in a media business. You are doing this every day when you're taking pictures and posting on Facebook and whatnot. We all need to understand that. But there is a good news. And the good news is we are a media company. And actually, it's never been easier to produce media than it is in 2018 and 19. I mean, if you have told me 20 years ago, Antoine, you can actually take a video with your phone and upload it to a channel for free and have it be seen by over 38,000 people, I would have told you you're out of your mind. And that's just completely true. So, you're a media company and embrace it, because it's never been easier to produce media than it is in 2018. And that was not available 20 years ago. Allow yourself to suck. If you start with video marketing, this is my first video, by the way. That's the one with 17 views. It's just simply awful. And I keep it on my channel just to remind me how far we've gone. But just allow yourself to suck. You're not going to be good at it the first time. You're not good at anything when you first start. But the good news is you're going to have like maybe 5, 10 people in your audience watching your videos. So don't sweat it. Just go for it. I can guarantee you that your 10th video will be significantly better than the first one, and 20th would be better than the 10th, and so forth and so on. So just go for it. Be patient. Gary Vaynerchuk, which most of you should know, and if you don't, he's a legend in digital marketing, an entrepreneur guy out there. He actually started with creating a YouTube channel for his wine library, and he had 0 audience for 18 months. That's 18 months, and nobody was watching the show. Now, everybody probably knows who Gary Vaynerchuk, but they kind of forget that it took him 18 months to actually get on the radar. So be patient. It takes time with videos. But the time to get started is now. There's not a better time to get started with now. And if you don't, this is what it's going to look like for you. You're going to be left behind. Remember, first movers advantage. If you're the first video answering a question, people, you have a leg up on your competition. So start doing it before your competition does, because the second you're going to see them doing it, it's going to aggravate you. It's not going to be a good day for you. So get started now. YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. A lot of people don't know that, but the biggest search engine in the world is Google, and the second biggest engine in the world is YouTube. So YouTube, after being a video library, is primarily a search engine. Facebook is predicting by 2020 all the content on their platform will be mobile and videos. And Cisco is predicting by next year 80% of all traffic on the internet is going to be videos. That's 80%. That's pretty staggering. Doing videos is going to give you authority. It is going to give you credibility, and it is by far the largest source of leads that we're getting here in this agencies for our clients. Videos is by far the number one source of all the leads that they're getting, and they're very happy. It's wide open. It's not too late to get started. You could think like, oh my God, I'm behind the 8 ball. You're not. It's wide open. You are not behind the 8 ball. If you start right now, you're ahead of the game. This is how it's going to look for you. And honestly, if a French guy with an accent that looks like Uncle Fester can generate 38,000 views with one simple videos, well, so can you. That's it. Thank you.